You gotta congratulate my boy Eli Manning. Eli Manning, man. Just what I like about Eli Manning is that even though over 57,000 yards, won a Super Bowl, won two Super Bowls against the New England Patriots, against the same team, right? That first time they went 16-0, and he still found a way to beat them. Believe it was in 2007, or in 2011 he beat them again. And people want to argue and say, "Oh, that whole defense of the New York Giants carried on." What are you talking about? The New York Giants, they're not even all that good. Like Eli Manning is just mediocre. Yeah, he had many down seasons with the New York Giants, man. I mean, just getting swept by the Philadelphia Eagles almost every year since 2011. But I really have to say, with him and Victor Cruz in that particular time, man, it was just, and Brandon Jacobs, and the relationship he had with Tom Coughlin, which is so amazing. I just really like Eli Manning, admiring how he played the game. I mean, even in Madden, bro, like back in 2010, and when I was in high school and middle school, I was just like, man, Eli Manning is amazing. I remember I had a little engineering class. We had like building. We was building blocks and different things online. And in the seventh grade, I think I had Mr. Kettle. And I'll never forget in East Middle School in Farmington Hills. And I was like, Mr. Kettle, man, did you see that Super Bowl? Eli Manning, man, he was just clutching it. He was like, yeah, I seen the Super Bowl, man. Shouts out to that defense. I mean, Eli Manning was really one of those quarterbacks that people kind of overlook a little bit, but they respected him. But then again, they was just like, I don't know. I mean, you are playing kind of crap, but you do have the Super Bowl, so I can't really say anything about it. I mean, it just really goes into my argument that it's really not all about stats. It's all about winning. Long as you contribute, I don't care if you threw like two interceptions but your team still won and y'all still made it big, whatever. And you in the next game you threw like three touchdowns. Another game you threw like four. The next game you threw like no touchdowns and two interceptions, but your team always managed to kick it up a notch when they get into the playoffs. So you just let them in the playoffs with a 9-7 record, or even in that 8-8, but 9-7 most importantly, and they go out and just win it all. I think you're a great player, and because I mean it's a reason why you on the team. Yeah, you're gonna make mistakes. Yes, he been sacked many times. I remember one particular time in preseason, Eli Manning was just like butchered by like the New York Jets, and he was concussion. But for the most part, man, Eli Manning was very tough. He was one of the most consecutive starts. It was behind Peyton Manning, behind Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady. I mean Brett Favre. I mean he rarely got injured, man. And when he was injured, he went back on the field, and like how he was coaching Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones going to pave the way and find his way too with their new coach Joe Judge. And the New York Giants' future, I won't say is super bright, but it's in question right now because I still don't agree with that hire with Joe Judge. But on in here, I think he threw over 367 touchdowns in his career, 244 interceptions. Man, has a couple rushing touchdowns. Dude is really good. Something that you can learn from Eli, man. You can learn from the good and the bad, And I'm just glad that he's starting to hang it up. I think he should have hanged it up back in 2012, to be honest with you. But I mean, him and just making people great and just really fitting in that old school system, admiring his brother Peyton Manning, learning from his mistakes. This is one point in time, Eli Manning had two Super Bowls, more Super Bowls than Peyton Manning before he won his last one with the Denver Broncos. But even though Peyton Manning was producing in the regular season, but when it came to that playoffs, man, he struggled a little bit. He was struggling. And that's when I was getting to the argument that maybe Eli Manning is more clutch, and once he has the open door and the open opportunity, yeah, he might not be throwing numbers like Peyton Manning and getting to the Super Bowl and getting to the playoffs like quickly, but when he gets into the playoffs, for the most part, Eli Manning is flawless. He did lose. I think they went to the wild card. I think back in 2013 or something like that, and they lost. But man, I mean, and I think that's what overshadowed him. If he was just a regular quarterback, if he wasn't related to anyone like a Manning, I think they wouldn't really make a huge comparison of how successful his brother was. Because Eli Manning is his own person, and as a Giant, if you're a Giants fan, you should be like kind of applaud, like, okay, well, Eli Manning's gone. They should retire his number. One of the best Giants quarterbacks, I believe, in the whole franchise. And he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. It's no questions asked. People on ESPN, First Take, Sports Center saying, oh, he shouldn't get into the Hall of Fame. They having debates about this. This dude Come on, man. This dude was producing. The dude won 2 Super Bowls. He was in his prime. It is what it is. I don't care if that defense carried him. He still had to go out and make throws and make plays. Okay. I mean, I'm talking about clutch plays at the last minute. I mean, just throwing the ball and just being great. He might not be as mobile, but he got the job done when it was crunch time. So, and this is just a great thing for Eli, man. And just go ahead and probably be an announcer or something, or coach some kids, man. Do a quarterback coaching camp. Coaching young kids that want to be a quarterback, like middle schooler and high schooler, and mold them to college and mold them to like the game and stuff that you learned when you was in college in Ole Miss, the stuff that you implemented in the NFL, and how to utilize the feet and the mistakes that you made and how to avoid certain interceptions, and always identify the corner it was at, and the safety, studying defensive playbook, so you can kind of have a grasp of understanding what the enemy is using against you on the football field. So this is all good, and we have to really talk about this, man. I mean, it's hard winning championships, especially against an undefeated team. And he hasn't ever since then. 2011, he's been sucking maybe for 9 years, but you still have to go back to his accomplishments, what he has done, and how tough and mentally tough he is. And I just think this is a really big honorable thing, man. So we go ahead and have this Hall of Fame speech, get into a Hall of Fame. He's great. Both the Mannies, they created a great legacy. So this is a great honor for Eli Manning. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. I really enjoyed this, man. Him playing since I was in middle school, man. He did awesome, bro. Back in 2004, I mean, just coming out with Ben Roethlisberger and Drew Brees and all of them, man. And he, like I say, won more Super Bowls than Phillip Rivers. I mean, he really was I think drafted with the Los Angeles Chargers, the San Diego Chargers at one point, and he was sitting on the bench, and he was like, no, heck no, like his family, like, you're not gonna be sitting on the bench, you gotta do something. And it's when the Giants picked him up, and he carved his own way, and that's why I respect Eli Manning. And he carved his own way with a new team, got into the system, and he made great plays, and he generated success while he was on that team, man. I mean, just being down and out, just being someone that people didn't really like at the moment, man. I mean, he didn't know where his future was going to hold, but all he knew was, I need to get on that field and go out and perform. And he did that with the people that he had, man. So I'm going to miss the Plaxico Burress, man. I'm going to miss all those great all those great throws he did, man, and go ahead and watch the highlights of Eli Manning. But this is the most respect I have for him. So hands down, greatest quarterback, one of the greatest quarterback ever in Giants history. Can't argue with me with that, man. If you want to, we can talk about this in the comment section for real. But it's your boy Young Link Jr. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. Congrats, man. I'm out.